Hi, my name is Tori Theodore, and I just wanted to share with you an object that means a lot to me and why it means a lot to me. So this is my stuffed animal. I call him Coco, and I feel like it means so much to me because of how I got him and what it taught me and what that experience taught me. So let's throw back to 7th grade. In 7th grade, I was a cheerleader, a competitive cheerleader, and we had tumbling classes every Wednesday. I remember it like it was yesterday. And on this one particular Wednesday, I had detention, me and another cheerleader. It was probably for something silly like break and dress code. But we had detention, which meant we were going to be late to cheerleading practice. So I asked my dad if he could give us a ride to cheerleading practice after we got done serving our detention. So my dad picks us up and he takes us to cheerleading practice and drops us off. The girls are already starting their tumbling sessions, which is just exercises and activity that strengthens our tumbling skills. So after they were doing that, we stretched and we joined them. So we were doing our rotations, and I get to the station with a cheese mat. And a cheese mat is like a wedge that you can flip down. It gives you more momentum. And I have recently got my back handspring. I was so excited, and I just knew I nailed it. And so when I got to the cheese mat, the coach at the gym had said, "Tori, you need to do your back handspring down the cheese mat." And so I was like, I don't really think I should. I just got it on the ground. I could show you on the ground. Because no one else was doing it on the cheese mat. She had just never seen me do it before. And she wanted to see it down the cheese mat. And so I was like, "Are you sure?" And she was like, "You got to do it. You got to do it on the cheese mat. I don't want you to do it on the ground." And I said, "Okay." So I get to the top of the cheese mat. I asked her to spot me because I don't like too much momentum. So she spots me one time and she told me to go by myself. And I was like, "I'm not sure." So when I went, my arm twisted out of place. It dislocated and it fractured as well. The next thing I know, I'm on the ground looking up. And I'm just like, "It's hot, it's hot, it's hot." And the girls on the team were gathered all around me. "What's going on? What's going on?" My arm. I was sitting there. I was stuck. I was like a paralysis state. And I just kept asking for water because it was so hot. They called the ambulance. And once the ambulance got here, they had to stabilize my arm. It was so hot. It just felt like fire. It didn't hurt. And so they got me all suited up. I had on a temporary cast just to keep my arm stable. And then they put me in the stretcher and put me in the back of the ambulance. I calmed down eventually. I'm pretty strong when it comes to pain. That's where I learned my pain tolerance. And so with that, I was in the back of the ambulance riding to the hospital. They called my parents and they met me there. They told me that I would have to have surgery and that I would have to get my arm popped back into place and have a screw put in my left elbow. So while I was at the hospital, the coach who told me to do my back handspring actually brought me this little bear here. And I was sitting there. I was like, "Thanks." I wouldn't be in this situation if certain things hadn't gone in certain ways, but I said thank you and I took the bear. And I was just laying there days and days. I had to have my arm in a wedge like this in an L shape. And so I was just there, and I realized how resilient I was and how much my pain tolerance was. I learned my resilience. I also learned how to be very independent because it's kind of hard with a cast going all the way up your arm to do things by yourself, but I learned. And so that was an experience that made me very independent, and I always kept this little llama, this little stuffed bear, and it's a reminder of how resilient and strong I really am. So thank you.